Hi everyone, I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi. Thank you for tuning in and watching our live Q&A, Wednesday, September 16th, where we discuss U.S. immigration law. I take your questions live on TikTok, immigration lawyer John, and Wednesdays on YouTube live. We'll be coming online on YouTube in a second. And this is the recording you're watching on YouTube as well, where you can post your comments. I'll try my best to answer them, but always can't get to all of them. We are there and we take your questions. You can always schedule a consultation as well. Just the same note as always, this is general information only, not intended for case-specific advice. So you need to consult with an immigration attorney about your unique case because we need to know the details of what's going on in your case to answer that. But we try to provide some general information here so you see what's going on in the wild, wild world of U.S. immigration, which is just is a difficult subject to keep up on. There's a lot of different papers and stuff that you got to documents and this and that. It's really hard to figure out what's going on with this. We try our best to kind of help people on the situation. For some reason, I can't go live on YouTube right now. YouTube's having some sort of error. Oh, I might be logged into the wrong account. That's probably what's happening. So we'll take some questions and start until, that's right. I have multiple YouTube accounts. I'm probably the wrong one. That won't let me do live on my phone. So as we're taking care of these little technical difficulties, we're coming online, we'll get started. See you in a second. All right, so welcome back. We're coming back online on YouTube, but TikTok's here. We got a couple of questions already popped up. Hemant asks, bro, my work permit expires March 21st, so what good time to apply? Well, you could apply for a renewal of your work permit 6 months, up to 6 months before it's expired. So, March, 3 months, I can't do the math, but somewhere in a couple months, if you think it's appropriate, file for that extension and take care of it there. It depends on what kind of work permit you have, what the base of it is. So I need to know more information to be able to say what you could do, Hemant. But the 6 month mark is how fast there's beforehand you can apply. I think for DACA, Deferred Action for Child Arrivals, the work permits for those, I can't remember what they did with the timelines, but I think for that too, it's a 6 month mark. But you got to do the research, because there's different types of work permits. I can't say exactly what you should do until I know what's going on with your case. Hi Vanessa, good to see you on YouTube. So yeah, and hi Gautam as well. So if you got to consult an attorney, talk to a lawyer to help you file it originally, see what the exact situation in your case is and what you need to do. 111 Singh asks, hi Oscar. Notice of administratively closed from I-485 because I'm in removal proceedings. What that means, administratively closed. So you probably got denied. I don't know. I got to see what's exactly going on in your case. One thing, I'm sorry to hear about that. Probably denied. Hemant says, no, sir, asylum. Usually it's before the 6 month mark where you can file for your renewal. They are changing the asylum work permit rules, so I'm not familiar with exactly what's happening. But probably that's the case. But yeah, I would need to review your cases, give you case-specific advice. Hari, good to see you. Welcome back. Kiara asks, hello, can I ask how does my I-129F beneficiary update new address information to USCIS? If you just submitted the I-129F, that's a fiancé visa initial petition, you could update... it doesn't really, you don't need to necessarily update the address there, but if you wanted to, one, write a letter to them, and two, go to uscis.gov. There's a place where you could correct typos and you can notify them there, so at least it's on the record. But it's not the biggest deal to update the I-129F address. Later on, when you file the DS-160 for the visa, have the correct address, and later on when they're here, and you got married, file the green card, have the updated addresses. On the I-129F, after it's submitted, updating the beneficiary address not as important. What's important is updating your address if you move, because if you move, they can't send you the paperwork if they need to mail you something. But the foreign beneficiary is not as important, but you try mailing them a letter, calling them, and updating online too. RC asked on YouTube, my EAD receive date was February 24, 2020. Is there a chance I'll get my EAD sooner? Is there a chance? There's always a chance for everything. So that's not a good question to ask because it's always a chance for everything. So there's no real answer to that. Gulch asked, hi, where is your suit? Yeah, I switched it up, just dressing down a little bit now, and my hair is a little bit dressed down, it's a little messy, but the suit was, I thought I'd change it up and just adjust normal a little bit. Sabri, thanks for following. Ghosted asks, has the embassy been open for I-130 interview in Pakistan? If not, where can I check? You can go to their website and ask him. For some people it's open, some people it's not, they'll contact you. That's that. Vanessa asks, can I apply for green card for parent online? I think they started allowing I-130 petitions to be submitted online. I don't do any of the online systems, so I don't do it. You probably can for the I-130. I think they started that, but that's the best information I have because I don't use the online system. Ascar says, I have family issued B1, B2 along with me. I have family issued B1, B2 along with me. I recently, my wife delivered my baby boy in Dubai. Can my baby get B1, 2 without interview? They could try. I mean, maybe they'll give it, maybe they won't. Before they would, now they're more strict. Drew asks, sir, what about marriage-based interview? What about it, Drew? Daniel asks, I'm going to file my I-485. My passport's expired. Can I still submit even expired? Yeah, your passport validity is not important for the I-485. What you need is to have the passport to show that's the document you use to enter the United States. So they need to have that. But you do need to have some sort of ID eventually if you need to go to an interview. So you need to renew your passport later. So you have that as a valid ID, and make sure your home country embassy or whoever does the processing to get you a new passport doesn't hold on to it. They need to give it back because you need to show the passport that you use to enter the United States at your in-person interview if you have one, and you don't want to lose that. So you want to make sure to have that with you. It's better to do that. So that's that. My Love asks, can you talk about what's happening in ICE detention centers? Well, I mean, read the news reports. I mean, anything I know, it's from what the news reports are. So that's what I'd recommend looking at for information about that. Hemendra asks, no, sir, my case is in Chicago. I have a court master hearing also in April. If you have a master hearing, I mean, if you are a court, you need to talk with the immigration in private. I don't want to advise on something that's so important. Definitely consult with the immigration in private and have a lawyer with you that goes to court. And that's going to make a big deal of a difference. Rahul asks, hello, sir. I expedited my I-730 petition. I got an email that says case is not assigned to adjudication officer. Any comments? No, you just got to wait. They don't care. That's really what's it. So they'll do it when they get around to it, but it's up to them. All right. So we got a lot of people joining us on TikTok. Immigration BFF. Good to see you. Let's see. Hemax asks, is NBC still transferring cases for the embassies for IR5? It depends on which embassy. So, to be honest, I don't know. I don't have any cases out of IR5 stage, so I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Goldcheck asks, would you ever get married from different country? Well, my wife's technically from a different country. It really just depends on your life, so it's different. What process for marriage cases, Kyra? Well, that's a complicated question to answer. I do have an ebook or a guide that's 40 pages where I go over that. Just go to www.marriageimmigrationlaw.com/ebook. Again, that's www. You have to type in the www part. www.marriageimmigrationlaw.com/ebook and download the Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide I wrote, and that could answer a lot of your questions. KO says, is there a fee for changing your name? It depends on where you're changing your name with, USCIS or with it depends on the state and all this kind of stuff. So it's a kind of difficult question to answer. Golf asks, I'm in asylum, I'm married US citizen. If I cancel my asylum, any problem being green card interview? Yeah, don't cancel your asylum until you have your green card. So don't do that. There's no point in canceling asylum pending. Nick, is it normal that USCIS doesn't update a website to confirm that background check is complete after getting biometrics? Yeah, USCIS website is not reliable. Don't even bother thinking about it. Vanessa, I mean, check on it sometimes. You'll get notices, but if it doesn't update, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. Most of the time, it doesn't mean anything. Vanessa Waters asks, how can F1 have permitted to work? And F1, you know, I'm giving a talk actually about F1 student visas. If you go to, you're on YouTube, so go to the community page for the JQK law firm. It lists the link to come and participate. I'm doing an hour-long discussion with one of my immigration lawyer colleagues about the student visa program, in particular by work permits. And so it's a long discussion. Go there. There's a thing called CPT and OPT and STEM OPT about working when you're on an F1 visa. So that's that, but it's a longer discussion that you can find there. Let's see. Let's go back to TikTok. Hari asks, in case what happens if you had to change company with the approved I-140 and can't meet I-485 priority date? You're screwed. That's what it means. You lose out unless you could do an H-1B transfer or something like that if you had an H-1B beforehand. But that case would go away. Sam says, sir, what about I-539? How long does it take? It takes however long USCIS takes. KO says, is there a fee for name change? Then it's USCIS. Again, KO, I don't know what you mean. Probably not. You just notified them. But if you have a green card and you change your name and you want to update the green card, there's a fee for that. But if you submit a case for a green card before it's completed and you update them that you changed your name, it's not for that. So I need to know a lot of information to be able to answer that question. But that's that. So schedule a consultation. We can talk in private if you want to talk more. Harit says, is there any benefits of approved I-140 in worst case scenario? It does. You could do I-140 transfer itself if you find another employer kind of thing. I don't deal with employment-based EB-2 and 3 cases really at all anymore. So I'm not the best resource for that. It could be potentially, again, like you have that I-140 priority date. This is good for people in India in particular. So you have the I-140, you have a priority date already set. And so if another employer files for you, you could take advantage of that old I-140 priority date. And so that's the benefit of it. But you need to find a new employer that's going to go through it. It's really complicated. And getting USIS to accept that is complicated as well. S-Card says, Bombay, India Consulate. I don't know. Contact them. What's the meaning of removal proceedings? That means they're trying to kick you out of the country. So they're going to have a court hearing to decide whether they should kick you out or not. And most of the time, the court or the government wins. So you need to have good defense and talk with an immigration lawyer in private. It's a very serious matter. Drew asks, how long marriage-based interviews? When they start marriage interviews, 1 year. I'm still waiting. I don't know. The timelines vary. Saif says, hello, I'm a green card holder. It's been more than 2 months now that I have submitted my wife's DS-260 application and all related civil documents. How much time does it take to review? It could take a few weeks, it could take a few months, so however long they want to take. If it goes to like 3 months, send them a message. Raul says, processing time for green card, check out uscis.gov. And so that's that. And when it comes to timelines, I can't answer any of that. Askar says, sir, can I and my family travel now on B1, B2 in this pandemic? It depends if you, not one of the sanctions, if you haven't visited one of the countries that's banned and you don't visit them on your way here, there's no stops, maybe, yeah. But I need more information about your background. Zach says, if my green card is expiring in 3 months and I'm applying for citizenship, should I also apply for green card renewal also? Well, if it's a 2-year green card, you should have already. And it depends. If your green card is expiring, you got a 10-year green card and you can file for citizenship, it's up to you whether you want to renew it or not. What happens is if you want to travel all of a sudden, then you need to have a green card, if you want to come back in. So it depends on what your plans are for the next year or two. It's better to just have a renewal pending, or you find a new job that wants work authorization proof, you need to file the renewal. So it really depends on your personal circumstances if you can do that or not. This kind of stuff we will talk about during consultation. RC asks, hello again, sir. I'm a fan. Thank you so much, RC. Will the USCIS approve my EAD even though I didn't have biometrics interview yet? Sometimes they do. I've seen it happen recently. Child asks, is it required to include pictures as proof of marriage like the AOS package? It's better you do that. It's not mandatory, but it just helps. I mean, humanizes the application. 111 Singh asks, is removal proceedings before a judge? Yes, it's a court proceeding. Judge is a loaded term. They're employees of the Justice Department, but for your purposes, yeah, it's a judge, but to make it easy. Hello, sir. Okay. Do you think it's a good idea to apply for a green card now, Vanessa asks? It's up to you and your personal circumstances whether it's a good idea or not. Madina asks, hello, will the oath ceremony be postponed if I'm changing my last name, taking my husband's name after the citizenship interview? Well, if you're changing your name at the time of naturalization, you will need to have a judge do the oath ceremony, and they may not have one. So depending on what city you're in, they might not change your name. You'll have to go to the courthouse later on and do it yourself. So for example, in San Francisco, they don't do name changes. But in LA, they used to. I'm not sure if they're now because they're not having oath ceremonies with judges. So it really depends on the field office you're working with. You may just have to change your name separately because the office won't be doing it. Milo asks, if my work permit expires, can I drive? Well, that's based on a driver's license. So you got to look at your driver's license. Normally, your driver's license is as long as the work permit is, so they probably expire at the same time. So you may be violating. So you might want to renew your work permit so you can renew your driver's license. Five says, my green card is in process and my 5-year is going to be finished April 21st. Should I file for citizenship? Why is it taking that long? I don't know. It's kind of weird it's taking that long, but whether you should file for citizenship, I don't know. I don't know your case or your background. I can't tell you that. Miko asks, can I file an I-131 second time I have a green card? Do you mean like your I-131 expired and you want to do a new one? Yes, but your question doesn't give me all the facts I need to be able to answer that. Yoshoda asks, what forms do I need to file for adjustment of status arriving on K1? Machado, go to my website that I have and download the guide for this where I break it down. It's www.marriageimmigration.law.com/ebook. Again, that's marriage immigration. You have to type it, www.marriageimmigration.law.com/ebook, and it goes over what you need to do for processing that kind of case. Let's go back to YouTube. We got a lot of questions popping up today. Thank you everyone for joining. Let's see. The problem with YouTube is just the functionality doesn't work well. Ask guys, I'm in Dubai, UAE, and holding Pakistani passport. We plan to visit US. Will they allow us to travel US on B-1 visa? Probably. Just don't visit Europe or on your way there. But I can't say for sure. It's up to them whether they'll accept you or not. It's not up to me. Faish asks, what should I do just waiting to get a green card? What should I do just waiting to get a green card? I don't know. Just hang out, have fun, go have a drink. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Steadfast says, my favorite Grace lawyer is up. Thank you, Steadfast. I appreciate that. Meek asks, what is physical presence required for citizenship? So when you want to apply for citizenship, and this is one of the reasons I can't just recommend someone apply or not, there's several different requirements to be able to file for citizenship. And one of the requirements is physical presence. So they look and say, in the last 5 years for a person doing a 5-year based citizenship, have you physically been in the United States for half of that time? So, 5 years means 60 months. Half of that is 30 months. So 30 months times 30 it comes out to like 914 or something like that days. I can't remember the exact number. 917. But you physically have to be in the United States and not be outside. So that's the physical presence requirement, one of the requirements for applying for citizenship, also known as naturalization. All right, Five Stars. Thank you, man. Inappropriately. Thank you, man. Inappropriately. I'm not sure what you mean inappropriately, but sure. I don't know what to tell you. Just me says, waiting for an appointment at Juarez for my spouse. If I'm pregnant, can I request an emergency visa for him? You can. They probably don't care, but you can. It's worth a shot. It might work, but I'm optimistic. Mar asks, does a U.S. green card holder need a visa to go to Switzerland? Probably. That's Swiss law, so I can't advise onto that. I'm a U.S. immigration lawyer. Sunny asks, I want I-30 approved, then receive notice of administrative close form 485 because I have immigration case. Yeah, if you're in the court, you can't do an I-485. So you have a court hearing. You need to consult with the lawyer. It's a weird situation. Pfizer says, I appreciate it, bro. Okay, appreciate it. You got it. MV says, I have a deportation and my wife applied for I-130. Is there a chance to arrest me? Yeah. Fortunately, yeah. Talk with a lawyer in private. Miko says, thank you for the info. You're welcome, Miko. When you got court hearings and stuff, this is really serious. It's very serious. It's like having cancer or something. You got to go to the doctor. You can't call in a radio show doctor. You got to go to the doctor and talk in person. Ikias, is it true that DNA testing will be required to family-based visas? Well, they want to make it a possibility to be asking for DNA testing more when you have a family-based case. Whether it's going to happen or not, or how strict it's going to be. Even right now, they require it sometimes. So it depends. Sunny asks, you are a legend. Well, thank you, Sunny. I appreciate that. If you have the time, Sunny, go to Google, type in JQK Law, and my Google profile come and leave a 5-star rating. That'd be much appreciated. Everyone else too would appreciate that. Aisha asks, I have a green card. Can I visit Australia, or I must have a visa to go? The rules for going to these foreign countries is up to them. So you have to see what their requirements are for letting a person in. Like Canada lets green card holders come in, but outside of that, you probably need a visa unless you have a passport for a country that doesn't require visas. For Australia, that's something you got to check out with that country and check their embassy. Emmy Goswani says, thank you. Mehrnaz asks, how long does the conditional green card removal take? I don't know, 1-2 years on average. It's pretty long. It's pretty horribly long. Let's see. Oh, we got a bunch of questions. Luigi asks, I filed the I-751 about 10 months ago. Still pending. Can I still file N-400? If you've been living with your U.S. citizen spouse, you can file the form N-400 while the I-751 is pending. You'll see information online that says the opposite, but it's not true. You can file for citizenship if you satisfy all the citizenship stuff. Ascar says, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. You're welcome, Ascar. I appreciate it. Thank you. Go Thama asks, my I-130 is still pending, but they send YouTube sucks. It takes the screen away. We can't read it. I-130 is still pending, but they send a letter interview ready to schedule. Okay, so they're just gonna do an interview. So they can't. They want to prove the interview. I-130 till you do the interview probably. Thanks, Lawrence. Saeed asks, hello, sir. If NBC forward my wife's case to the Pakistan Embassy within this month, for some reason the embassy is not able to reschedule the interview by required end of the year, am I required to file another I-64? Yeah, they might want an updated I-64, or they just want my continued proof of income. So you should probably have that ready just in case. Proudly Indian asks, sir, I applied for asylum in 2019, December. Can I apply for EAD? No, what is it? Probably. I don't know what the exact asylum rules are. They're changing it, so you have to wait a year. I'm not sure if those changes are in effect yet, so you probably could have done it 5 months after filing for asylum. You should have a lawyer with asylum. There's a lot of pro bono organizations that do it too, and you can ask them about it. It's something to do. Much better thing to do to that. But having said that, it was after 5 months you filed, but I don't remember after that. Sonny asks, what is a motion to terminate? It depends on what context you're asking, but it's a motion to like close the case. So that's something maybe your attorney would do. It's court stuff that I don't handle, so I would say consult the attorney private. Safe says, thank you. You're welcome, Safe. Hopefully it works out. We have a lot of people asking about embassy in Mumbai and in Pakistan about when they're going to open up, so it sucks. I had a colleague who got an expedited request to do an interview for a marriage case in Pakistan. So they are doing it, but that was expedited, so I don't know exactly if that works for you. It's going to happen to you or not. Jinxing says, good job, sir. Thank you, Jinxing. I appreciate that. Again, I mentioned this already, but just type in JQK Law at Google and my firm will pop up. Leave a 5-star review. You don't have to write anything, just a 5-star is fine. That'd be much appreciated. It's helped me out a lot. Thank you, Proudly Indian. Hopefully the situation works out with your asylum case. And work permits are going to take forever, so be patient on that. Adi says, I'm on TPS. Is there a way for me to get a green card, which is not marriage? I mean, potentially all the green card routes are available for you, but so there may be a way, but I don't know. I'd see your situation. You have to have those options open to you. Nick says, does the country of citizenship matter when adjusting status? Is the processing going to be faster, for example, for a country of 500,000 people rather than from a big country like China? The processing time doesn't make a difference, but each country is going to require different types of documents. So we have to see what's going on with your specific case and what documents you need and all that kind of stuff. There may be differences, but like for Iranian cases, something takes a little longer, I've seen. But overall, there's nothing you can do about it, so don't worry about it. Fillmore says, hi, sir. Tell us about the EAD in the moment, LACA. Nothing, just got to wait. And with EAD's work permit, you got to wait and hopefully you get it. That's about it. Mika asks, my mother had to stay for 8 months outside USA due to COVID. Can't she apply for citizenship December? She could try, and then if the officer wants to hassle her about the long absence, she has to be able to explain that she did not abandon her status. She didn't mean to leave more than 6 months, that she really had her life in the United States. If the officer accepts that, then it's okay. So it's up to the officer who's adjudicating the case. She could apply if she satisfies the other requirements, but it's up to them. So just hope for the best. Have a good explanation. Sunny asks, I can file motion to terminate by sending notices, or I have to wait till my court hearing? Sunny, I can't answer any of these questions anymore. It's like, wow, how you're trying to get way too detailed, so I can't answer your questions. Abdul says, hello to you too. Ranu says, is submitting Western Union transaction a good financial support to show as bona fide marriage? Maybe I have to see how the document looks. So I can't tell you without seeing the documents if it's good or not and what the context that it's in. So I can't just say it's good or not. I can without reviewing what the document is in detail. Mika says, thank you so much. You're welcome, Mika. I appreciate that. Thank you. So that's a lively discussion today, nonstop with questions. It's good though. I like the no downtime. Okay. So yeah, okay. So Rhino says, okay, thank you so much. You're welcome, Rhino. Appreciate that. So a lot of these questions, good questions. Some of them are just way too complex. I can't just answer them here. And with regards to timelines, as always, if you're a regular watcher, it's not something that I can answer because it's so different for every case. And USCIS and MVC and the embassies are so inconsistent. They open and close and shut down and slow down. They lose stuff. It becomes really hard for give an answer other than just be patient and hope for the best. That's about it under the situation that we're in. I was going to do the video outside today, but Wednesdays is when my gardener comes. And where I was about to go out, my wife's like, don't go out, the gardener's going to come. I'm like, he doesn't come this early. It's 5:25 right now, so show ends in 5 minutes. I can hear the blower outside, so I'm glad I did outside to do the recording, even though I like the lighting much more outside. It's much more lively, and we have green plants and all that kind of stuff. It's much more fun situation to watch. But it's been a really busy day. I have so many phone calls. I have to return nonstop consultations and research and things I had to do. It's hard being an immigration attorney during Trump's time. It's very draining because of everything that he's doing and all this pressures he puts on people. You have all this extra work that was not expected just because they're hassling people. Abdullah asks, I applied for my adjustment of status on October 18, 2019 and still waiting for my interview to be scheduled since December 30th. When can I expect the interview? You can expect to, there's no expectation. They'll contact you when they contact you. So that's about it. So good luck. There's no expectations about timelines. Kamran asks, hi, I had to resubmit medical doctor send report online. How long it takes to issue visa? That's up to the embassy how long they want to take to issue visa. There's no timeline on that. Abdul Wahid, happy face, yeah. So I wish I had an answer for this stuff, but it's not up to me. It's up to that officer who gets your case, and whenever they get around to you, that's when they get around to you. So that's about it. Steadfast says, congratulations for your business, sir, and still time to find this Q&A. Kudos. Thank you, Steadfast. I appreciate it. Very kind of you. Mika says, you are doing such great work for online advice. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Mika. Mike Kaushai. What part of the world are you contacting from? I appreciate the kind words. Mika, where are you from? Mr. Jose joined, a regular. Good to see you, Mr. Jose. And so we got a couple more minutes left. If you have some last second questions, let me know. We'll answer them here. For those who are watching the video, the reason I look to my right or your left might be is because I have my phones and videos for the questions on YouTube Live and on TikTok there. So I forget to look at the camera some of the times, but that's where I'm at. So I guess that's it for today. I hear the horns going off of the blower from my gardener out back, so hopefully it's not crowding up the noise. So unless there's one last question, let me know. If not, we'll be back here again Thursday. We're on Instagram, JQK Law Firm's Instagram page. We're recording. We'll be here, and TikTok every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Catch me live 5 p.m. Pacific, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Just talking about immigration, answering kind of questions that are general. And then I'm just recording other videos as well. So check out the YouTube page. Mr. Jose says, thanks for the good advice. You're welcome, Mr. Jose. Good to see you. So check out the YouTube page where I post daily clips of this stuff, long form, special videos. I learned that you could upload images to the community page on YouTube. So I post like copies of approval notices. If I'm giving a live talk, for example, the student visa discussion I'm having in 2 weeks, I post it all there so you catch it. So definitely subscribe on YouTube, on Instagram, JK Law Firm, get the latest updates and everything. All right, I guess that's it, everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Be safe. God bless. Bye-bye.